Alright, so right now you know what we are going to build, right? We're going to build this particular website, web page, whatever you want to say that. But I really want to understand here how I'm going to build it. What kind of technology I'll be needing, isn't it? Okay, so I can use simple JSP, I can use Timely, I can use HTML, I can use Velocity. I can use basically anything to build this particular front-end web page. Okay, but here I'm going to choose JSP. That's the basic, and I know everybody right here familiar with JSP, so I'm gonna use JSP. Okay, and obviously, I'm going to use Spring. Obviously, we are learning Spring right now, so I'm going to use Spring right here. So okay, so to build this web page or website, what is the particular jar that I'll be needing? What is the particular Spring jar I'll be needing? Either it is Spring Core or Spring Context or Hibernate, or I just want to know what is the jar I need. Okay, what is the dependency I need? Now, obviously, you'll say, hey, Vilash, don't confuse me. The dependency is going to be Spring Web MVC, isn't it? Obviously, I'm going to build a Spring Web project, so I need Spring Web MVC just right here. The next thing, this particular app is going to connect to my database, isn't it? I should have a database, and this data that I'm getting, I'll be fetching it from the database. So I want to connect my Spring app, the app I'll be building, the Spring app I'll be building, that app is going to connect to the database. And for that, I'll be using Spring JDBC. Okay, Spring JDBC is going to help me for that. And you already know how to basically work with a JDBC app. Some basic you have already got in this particular course so far. So right now I'll be using Spring MVC, Spring JDBC. The next thing, what is the database I'm going to use? I'm going to use MySql. Okay, you can use anything. You can use Oracle, you can use MySQL Server, you can use SQL Server, you can use DB2, whatever you want. But here I'm going to choose MySQL, and the steps and the procedure is going to be pretty similar for other database as well. But here I'm going to use MySQL, and my application is going to talk to a MySQL database. So I'll be also needing a MySQL connector jar. Okay, so far, as we're going to build a Spring MVC application, I'll be needing Spring Web MVC jar, I'll be needing Spring JDBC jar, and I will be needing MySQL connector jar. Okay, and what else I need? Well, you can see I have a table here. Okay, I'll be creating this particular table. In my JSP, maybe I need to sometime loop over a collection. Maybe I need to do some condition check, or I need to do something. And for that, I'll be also needing the JSTL. JSTL is kind of a handy jar, which is going to help me to do all those sort of things. So I'll be also needing JSTL. So these are going to be my requirements. So first of all, what is my requirements? So let's plan that out. Okay, so first of all, the Maven dependency that I am going to use here is going to be, the first one is going to be Spring Web MVC. The second one is going to be Spring JDBC. The third one is going to be MySQL connector. And the next one is going to be JSTL. Okay, and obviously this is going to be a web project, so to be in the safer side, let me also add Servlet API. Okay, so these are the 5 jars or 5 dependency I'll be adding to my project just right now. Okay, so first job is that. So let's go ahead, let's create a project. Let's create a web project, and obviously there's going to be a Maven project, and I'm going to use all these jars, or I'll be including all these jars inside that Maven project. Okay, so let's go for that. Okay, so let's create a Web MVC project. Alright, so right now let me go ahead and create a Maven project. So I'll do right click, new project. And here I'll be choosing a Maven project. Maven project, and I'll click on next, and obviously I'll be clicking on next, and here I'll be going for a web type, a web app archetype, maybe this one. Yeah, let's go with this one, Maven archetype web app. I'll click on next, and I will fill in the the details. The group ID is going to be I'll say that com.selenium express is going to be group ID. So the group ID is going to be com.seleniumexpress.student management. Okay, and the artifact ID is going to be student-management. Okay, it's going to be a student management project because I'm going to, as an instructor, I'm going to manage my students, right? So I'll be inserting, updating, coding, and deleting my students using this particular app. So this is why I'm saying it student management app. The next thing, the package name, let me keep it simple. Let me say com.seleniumexpress, and that's it. I can say finish, and it is going to create a Maven project for me. So let me wait for that. So it's done, and my student management project is ready. So I'm getting an issue here, and maybe this is that JSP compilation issue. In the index.jsp, if you hover over here, you can see that the superclass JavaX Servlet .http servlet is not available. So this particular JSP page is not able to compile. To solve this, we can add JSP jar to our POM file. But for a shortcut right now, I will do right click here. I will go to, where I'll go? I'll go to properties. And I'll go to targeted runtimes. Here is that. I'll check this Apache Tomcat 9.0 bugs because my server by default does have a Servlet API. So I can use it right now, and you can see the error is gone. Right now, I really don't want to do anything right here with my project right now. I will go to pom.xml, and right here, I'll be keep adding my dependencies, right? So what are the dependency I have written there? I'll be adding all those dependencies just right now. What are the dependency I have written? Where is that text editor? Well, where are you, man? Okay. Spring MVC, Spring JDBC, MySql connector, JSTL, and Servlet API. So let's quickly go to Maven Central and let me get all this, dependency to my project. Okay. So I'll go to Google. Before that, where is my Eclipse? Okay, here is my Eclipse. Let me drag it to here. Okay, I'll go to my wave. I'll go to, I'll first get the Spring MVC jar. So Spring Web MVC Maven dependency. Let me go there. Let me go to Maven repository, and right here, let me go with 5.2.11. Well, let me go with this. I can copy that, the dependency. I can come back to my project. Inside this dependencies and dependencies, you can see the dependency ends here and starts here. In between this, I'm going to keep pasting my dependency just right here. Command V. So my Spring Web MVC's dependency is here. The next one I'll be needing is the Spring JDBC. So I'll say Spring -JDBC. Do a enter, and this is going to be my Spring JDBC dependency. Let me click on here. I'll go to the same version. Which version I have? 5.2.11 I have done, right? So let me go to 5.2.11. Let me copy the jar, let me copy the dependency. Let me paste the dependency just right here, and I'll repeat the process for MySql connector, because my app is going to connect to the MySql database. So I need a MySql connector. So let me search it just right here. I need this dependency. I'll go to that, and let me grab this one, and let me copy that. I'm just randomly choosing it, guys. There is no problem. You can choose any version. MySql connector is here. The next one I'll be needing is the JSTL. Okay, so I'll say JSTL. This is to, I'll be getting some handy methods or handy features, so that, is that the JSTL jar? I need this one. 1.2. Yeah, there you go. Pretty old, guys. June 2011. I was in my engineering maybe last year. Oh no, not last year. I will not tell you in which year I did pass out. Okay, so the next one I'll be needing is Servlet API jar. Where is that? Okay, Servlet API. Go there, go to the 4.0.1, copy that, come here, paste it, Command A, Command Shift F to format, and there you go, we are done. Alright, so right now we got all our dependency. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to save this particular file. And as soon as I will save it, you will see my project will be started. It will build my project, and obviously it will download those dependency from the Maven Central, and it will put it right here in my project class path. It will make it available. It will make these jars available in my project build path. Okay, so let me wait till the project building is completed. I have deleted my Maven M2 repo, so obviously it's going to take some time, and it's done. Cool. So right now, if I'm going to do a right click, if I'll go to Maven, and if I'll do a update project, I will just make sure that, if anything is missing, if any jars are missing, it will just, I'm just reassuring myself that, okay, all the jars are in place and all the things are downloaded. Okay. Then I can get started, and I can, get started with my coding. Alright, so right now I did fetch all my jars from the web. So I hope I can see my Maven dependency right now. So these are my Maven dependencies, and I have my Web MVC jar, and obviously the AOP, beans, context, core. I have not downloaded them. I have not put my dependencies just right here, but still I get all these jars for free, because whenever we build the Web MVC project, the Web MVC project is dependent on the AOP project, beans project, context project internally. So all these jars, we are getting it for free because this particular project is dependent, and this is called a transitive dependency. Remember that. Maybe somebody can ask you, am I sure that is called transitive dependency? Maybe. Yeah, transitive dependency, if I can recall it. The next thing, we have our Spring JDBC jar, so we can do our JDBC related stuffs. We have also the MySql connector jar. We also have JSTL. We also have Servlet API. So we are good to go. We are all set. But there should be one problem right now. You can see the JRE system library. We are still using Java 1.5 version. Well, let's use Java 14, 15, or 8, 9 or something. I'm going to use Java 8. I'm kind of belongs to the old generation, but you can use Java 14 if you want. Okay. So yeah, Java 8 is still stable. I really like that. That's okay. Lot of projects till that it is 2021. It is going to be 2021, but still a lot of people still use Java 8. Okay, and the upgradation is happening really fast in Java side right these days. So nobody is moving so fast, right? Basically the companies. So in our companies, the last few companies that I've worked with, they are still using Java 8. Okay, so I'm also going to go with Java 8. So let me get that compiler, the Maven compiler. So I'll say Maven Java 8 compiler. So this is going to give me the compiler plugin of Java 8. So I'm just going to copy paste. I don't want to type. So I'm just going to copy this properties, copy that. The source is going to be Java 8. If you're using Java 14, Java 13, Java 9, whatever, change it accordingly. Okay. So I'm going to come over here, and just before that, I'm going to do Control V, and I get this 1.8 version. The time I'm going to do is save. It is going to update my project. And if it is not changed to Java 1.8 version, do a right click, go to Maven, do a update project, and we should be done. Look at here, it's going to be changed to Java 8. Okay, I've used 8, but it is using 15. Why? Okay, maybe last time I've changed my project. What do we say that? I just removed Java 8 maybe last time. So that's why it is saying Java 15. Okay, as long as it's not going to give me any problem, I'll go with that. Whenever it is going to give me some problem, I'm going to fix it. Okay. So yeah, last time I remember I have installed Java 15 on my machine. Okay, we'll fix it. Okay. So the next thing, the one more important thing, I'm going to come back to this, but one important thing I'm going to fix just right now is the versions. The versions here are hard coded. For Spring JDBC, the version is 5.2.11. For Spring Web MVC, the version is 5.2.11. So let's say if I'll be using any other Spring jar, then I have to hard code the versions just like this. So sometimes it's going to create trouble. So I'm not going to hard code the version just like this. I'm going to follow the Maven best practice. So I can say here spring.version. I can create a new property just right here, and I can copy this property 5.2.11 release, copy that, and I'm going to paste it just right here. Okay, there you go. So right now you can just copy this Spring version, whatever the property name you have given, and you can just replace this particular version just right here, and you can just use this Spring version. Okay, I'm going to make it dynamic. This is going to be, the Spring version is going to be whatever you're placing just right here. So I'm just trying to create something global inside properties, and properties I'm writing the Spring version, and I'm going to replace all my Spring jars that I have with this guy. Okay, so I will make sure that everywhere in my project I'm maintaining the same Spring version. Sometimes what happens, if we do not follow it, we will download one jar of Spring, and maybe for Spring Mail API or Spring transaction, we'll be getting a different jar, and at that time this is going to be a mismatch. Okay, and maybe some features will not work. So I'll make sure that I'm using the same Spring version in my entire project. So that's why only I am replacing this one. And for MySql connector, you can follow the same pattern. You can just write here my SQL, and you can say dot version or dash version. I can say dot version, and I can copy this, copy that, and come back just right here. Come back to here, do Control V. Now copy this MySQL version, and go back to here, and just let me make it dynamic. Just make it dynamic. Control V. Okay, now MySQL version is ready. All right, so let me do Control A, Command Shift F to format, and this is how my code is going to look like just right now. Okay, so one more thing, guys, if you want, you can also replace these particular versions. For Servlet and for JSTL, you can place one version just right here if you want, but I know you guys understand what I'm trying to do here, so I'll be just leaving it for you guys. So you guys just try that out. Okay, always define your versions just like this. It's a good practice. Okay, cool. So now it's saying Java 15, right? Let's see whether it is giving me any problem or I'm able to compile my program. Okay, then accordingly I'll be changing the source just right here. So now let me do a close. Okay, so let me do a right click on my project right now. Let me go to Maven and update project once again, just to make sure my project is ready for development and everything is on place. There is no error. Just to be, you can see that right now it is changed to Java 1.8. Maybe last time it didn't get updated. That's cool. So right now I can do right click and run as and Maven install. Just want to generate my var and just want to make sure that there is nothing wrong in my project and it's ready for development. So you can see build is success, and I'm able to generate my var for this particular project. So the var is generated. The install plugin is going to generate the var. If you're going to swing just to the right, you can see the student management 0.0.1 snapshot var is ready right now. So I can do a right click on my project, run as and run on server, just to make sure my project is right now eligible for the deployment. Well, I'm getting hello world. Congratulations. Let's go for the next step. Right now, let's go ahead and let's start creating our app. We're all set for the development process and our setup is ready. We are good to go. So let's go for that.